Instagram podcast. My name is David Adams, CEO, head coach, performance coach, peak specialist. I'm determined to inspire. I'm here with David, aka performance coach, aka Captain America. Now he's earned the Captain America title, and I just finished watching Civil War. It hurt me to watch that. It did. Now I was like, "Dag," but I think if me and David actually went to blows, that was probably what happened. And then Dave would text me like, "Yo, man, I'm sorry I went down like that, but if you ever need me, call me. If we ever a disagreement." So it kind of fits. Have you seen Civil War yet, Dave, or not?
I saw it once, Devin. So I can't even. I saw it once a while ago. Mm-hmm. So it's not in my head the way I know it's in your head. But yes,
it's free. It's a free joint on TV. So just watch it from time to time. Get caught back up like Captain America Goes Hard. We here with Professor Hawk, aka I'm just gonna leave it at that. We've all had long days, and I want to make Patrick mad.
I'm not gonna be okay.
I'm just saying you've been upset with me a little bit today. Haven't heard from you all day today, man. What's up?
Back to work, man.
Don't say that, man. You just killed the whole vibe.
I'm sorry. Well, I mean, you asked me what happened, so I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Yeah, I get you, man.
That's what it was.
But now we here, man. This is gonna be a quick show. I think it's gonna be fast. Patton, can you ask me why it's gonna be fast?
Why is it going to be fast?
Patton, I'm glad you asked, because I didn't waste no time with all the nicknames and then start frying you up about your shirt, the big ass controller on your shirt.
I forgot. He's not a. You don't know nothing about Nintendo, so you don't know.
I remember Nintendo.
You understand. You would understand, but you don't. I get it. It's all right.
That's fair. I'll meet you
a little later.
But also, David, do you know why it's so late and we're recording this?
Am I supposed to say why, or am I supposed to answer you?
Either or would be phenomenal.
He wants you to say why, though. That's the whole.
Why are we recording this so late?
David, I'm glad you asked me. As Patton drinks his gallon of water. Shout out to Gallons of Water. That's awesome. I respect that, really. Because Patton wants to edit right before we shoot our program. He wants to edit the Complete Black Man tracks right before, ergo pushing us further into night. And we're already tired. But am I wrong, David? Isn't that what he did?
What I will say is,
oh, that's messed up. Okay.
I didn't see that coming. Actually, I didn't know you were going. I should have known, but I didn't.
Yeah, I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
David, am I wrong for doing this every episode? Just trying to poke like the big bear, big tree, mess with him. How do you feel about that every time we do it?
How do I feel about it?
Yeah. Because I know you try to stay out of it, but how do you?
Yeah. I pay attention. I see it. I comment every now and then. That's what I do.
Okay. Anyway, it's good that we're all here. We all have.
Well, how you not gonna ask me? And I'm the one that you poking, man.
I'm sorry, Patton. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. You didn't ask me, so go ahead.
Patton, does it bother you that I do this for the past 8 years?
No.
Because I've known you a long time.
Yeah. No, it doesn't bother me.
What's amazing before we move on is I can't imagine y'all two dealing with somebody like me on this end. Because I didn't act like this. I act like this. I act, quote unquote. But y'all allow me to be free and get some of this. I don't know how I would handle somebody acting like this at me. You know what I mean? I'm proud of you.
You probably would cuss the person out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Stop traffic.
Nah, you probably would. Yeah. You probably would cuss them out, fight them a couple times. That's it.
I would not fight nobody, man. That's over with. I'm not 19.
No, if you had you would definitely fight. Because neither one of y'all would back down, and y'all would just keep annoying the hell out of each other. So we'll have to come to blows. That's the only other recourse. There's nothing else you can do.
David, do you agree? Before we move on to our segment. You know me pretty well.
The truth is, we're all individual. We all bring what we bring. So
that's fair. That's good.
You know what I mean?
I need some water. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I could see that. If you remain friends with someone who was the same as you, it would be a fight. But you probably wouldn't stay friends with them.
Shout out to Super Serious Dave. Shout out to Clarissa Winslow that said Dave's super serious and like I'm like, yeah, he is super serious, but he's actually kind of funny. That's why his first name was Star-Lord, because I see the funny parts. But apparently when Dave is on here, y'all, Dave be going in when he on this podcast. He put on, he got his totem. Like he I don't know what it is, but he go hard when he go on here. So shout out to Dave. Shout out to Miss Winslow. Shout out to the country of Pat. Can you give us a drum roll? You got the piano or Thank you. Thanks, Pat. Shout out to France. Like I wish I could do like speak it.
Parlez-vous français?
That's what I was going to say. David, you're the linguist. Is that the correct pronunciation on here?
Linguistic expert.
Yeah, that's you, David. Say something in French.
Oui. That means yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, twice.
Listen, we're not trying to disrespect anybody. I just need to set my game up. I took 4 years of it in college, and I don't remember none of it. Shout out to Johns Hopkins, because they didn't teach. Never mind, I ain't going to say that. What I will say is they've been, over the past week, some of our strongest supporters. So we want to just say thank you to everybody in that entire country. Maybe me and Patton and Dave produce a track, Patton, and maybe Dave can learn something in French. And we can put a track out there because like I said, when I saw the downloads from France, and it's a strong, continuous group, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Because it just lets you know people all over it's a big planet, man.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's a big world. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
I've been to France a few times.
Yeah.
Oh. Back when I used to do the cruise ships.
Oh, yeah.
Back in like 2009, I think it was. And it's just weird because, I was there and I was thinking, how am I going to get back here? And so here in France, I don't know. It's just interesting. It's different. You know what I mean? Like going through Europe, seeing the culture there. They do things a little bit differently. You have buildings, hundreds of years old, that they're just using all the time.
Wow. Okay.
Actually, Philadelphia's kind of like that too.
Philadelphia's like France? Ew.
No, in terms of Philadelphia has old buildings.
Oh, God damn. Okay.
Old architecture, but not anywhere near as old. I mean, like,
no disrespect to Patton. No, Patton's from Philly. He'd be catching feelings of anything you offend. Anyway, continue, David. Go ahead, please.
Here I go again.
No, you good. You back. Like good crap.
He gonna find a way.
It's nothing to have like a 900-year-old building or over there. It's like it's not a huge big deal.
Yeah.
Anyway, shout out to France.
Shout out to France, man. Like shout out to the other countries all over the world because we've had downloads from multiple. Pat, and I'm not even picking on you, but Pat, for some reason, you actually remember them a little bit better than I do.
Yeah.
I can't remember all the countries right now because I don't have them written down. I have my notes in front of me.
France, Saudi Arabia, Amsterdam.
Amsterdam was one. It was some in South America.
Huh?
Australia was somebody in New Zealand.
New Zealand was early. What was the weird? Honduras.
Saudi Arabia was that wild one because you was like Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I was like Saudi Arabia.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
But nah, like for real, like this week. Thank you everybody in France. We'll figure out a way to give y'all a tribute weekly. Just to let you know that we see what you're doing. Hopefully we're being a people of value. And just show our appreciation. Shout out to everybody in the States too, because now somebody in Chicago is listening to us heavy. We got a couple of downloads in Chicago. New Jersey always comes through. PA, my cousin in Arizona, Lopez. Where's Lopez at? Oh.
There you go.
No. Lopez, I hit him up. I thought he was going to come on today, but he didn't. But shout out to everybody that follows Lopez, because Lopez puts his on to people. I wish he would show up so that he could put himself on the show, but he doesn't want to do that. He's busy. He's building like garages and like raising chickens and coops and all that. You know what I mean? So I get it. Shout out to Lopez, man. Apex Group. You know what I mean? Shout out to Apex Group. We working hard over there. David, I'm working hard, man. Like I'm playing around, but we working hard over there, bro.
Yeah, that's a tough group, man. That's a tough group.
This is yeah. I mean, I can't even think about how much we've talked about Apex like on this podcast.
Not as much as you think. Not as much as you think.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing. So people don't really have the context, but yeah. I mean, working hard, thinking hard, and moving hard. You know what I mean? Like we're doing. I'll put it this way. Try to put it the right way. I'm at work, and whenever I'm not thinking about work, I'm thinking about what I'm doing in Apex.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Same here.
And it actually doesn't work the other way. When I'm, if I'm at Apex, I'm not thinking about work. So,
Apex is special and it's unique.
Yeah.
And I think it's perfectly balanced right now. And like I said, shout out to Apex because Justin Watson, the royalty king, publisher king, we got our Apex information in for ASCAP. So Justin's going to be running our whole ASCAP. And when I say ours, I mean the people in this window. If y'all see this live, and he got this information, which means everything's confirmed. Further, bringing me to the point, shout out to France. We're going to give random shout outs to France all the time. But we're also saying, though, ASCAP is ready. ASCAP, Patton, what is ASCAP real quick? If you don't mind.
ASCAP, the Association of Composers and Publishers.
Well, you fancy, huh?
No, Association of Songwriters, Composers, and Publishers. That's what it stands for.
Wow. Patton,
So really good royalties and all that. I mean, I've been a part of ASCAP since, 2007?
Yeah. And like I said, it's not about giving anything away for free because I think if you give things away, 95 to 96 and 97% of people ain't going to do nothing with it anyway. Right. But we're letting people know right now, we're signed up on ASCAP. And we're just trying to actually capture as much as we can to support our families. We're using Apex to help put us in better positions to create that generational wealth. That word that gets used so much, but rarely ever fully comes to captivate the true definition of it. Yeah. Like people throw that word around a lot. And like I said, we're not gonna go down that road.
All right. I'm about to say that's like 3 podcasts deep right there, man.
Shout out to France. You know what I mean? Shout out to but we did do a project over, it feels like just a weekend, but how many days did it take us, Patton, to get these things out? And because Dave put the pressure on us. And I'm gonna let y'all
man. Yeah. It took about
for real,
4 more than a weekend, probably 3 days.
Was you surprised that I said I was gonna come over there? Because I know you're busy. Was you surprised when I said, yo, Monday, I'm coming over there?
Nah, you know how it is. It's like, are you coming over? All right. Whatever. Either we gonna do music or, we're gonna shoot around in the backyard and talk business or whatever. So I was fine. But once I saw you focused on that, I'm like, oh man, okay. All right, I gotta get serious because he's trying to get this done. So, all right, let me sit down. I had a couple meetings setting up stuff. I won't say the name, but
yeah, shout out to them. You did good with them.
Yeah, but we got we got it done, man. Dave just I don't know them words, man. He's the orator. So once he started talking,
yeah. I
mean, you saw it. I just kind of shut my eyes for a minute and
hold on. Based off the etiquette of the series, since I gotta go bathroom. I'll be right back. Hey, what? I gotta go to the bathroom.
Only on this podcast do we take bathroom breaks.
I just knocked down when I had to look accountability, right? My gallon. I had
to knock down 40. I got you. I feel you.
See? So I gotta go to the bathroom, but it's a reward somewhere behind this. So I'll be right back. But no, David, talk about complete black man, Patton. Masterpieces. We got 4 of them. Got 4.
Yeah, I mean, so for people who are listening, that work that Devin and Pat were talking about, the way that it started actually was during a podcast. And Tim, I don't remember if we recorded the part where we were actually talking.
I think that was at the end. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And we got into this discussion where we were saying, what does it look like for a black man to walk out of his house and stand up tall like a king, and kind of either ignore or transcend, be above all those kind of negative messages.
Right.
And I don't know.
France, I feel better. Go ahead, David. Please continue.
Just all the built-in kind of systematic stuff that's out there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That essentially can have you in trouble, and not even like take your energy away from you to even be able to help yourself, and then on the worst level, wonder if you're even worth helping yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
This came from a podcast, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly like that, but it was that kind of a discussion we were having.
Wow.
And the discussion continued when we stopped recording.
Okay.
And
I heard you when I was in the bathroom.
Yeah, and so we had that discussion, and it was powerful. And so I went like maybe a week later, and I started writing because I couldn't shake it. And we were talking about this is what it was. We were saying that black people have been fractured.
Wow.
Their existence has become fractured. Their psyche has become fractured. So what does a complete black man look like? A whole black man.
Hold on one second.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. How do you remember all this, bro?
Well, I think I think through talking. So as I'm talking, I'm processing, and it's like I'm accessing my memory as I'm talking. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So let me just quickly. There are a few traits so this is what it was. It was we had these traits that we were thinking. We were using the word stolen. Remember?
No, I don't remember any of this. I really don't.
We were saying not only was land and material wealth, and basically all of our humanity at one point stolen from us.
Yeah.
But also just our ability to look in the mirror and see intelligent people.
Whoa, are you serious?
To walk outside and be proud, right? So I went and I was thinking, what are the things that have been taken? So, and then in fact, it's not that they, and then a little later, Tim said something to the effect of, I can't even remember, but this tied into it as well. It was like, anyway, no, I don't want to go down that road because it gets too convoluted. But essentially, here's what the things are: intelligent. The complete black man is intelligent, proud, healthy, whole, at peace, boundless, and organized. And the reason that I came up with those was because I feel like there are a lot of messages against that.
Whoa.
Specifically intelligent.
A lot of messages against that for black men or people in general, or like?
Well, I think black people in general, but specifically black men. We were talking, because the three of us kind of understand what it means to be a black man in the United States.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, we were talking, Devin, you were talking about a video that you saw where a man was trying to defend his pregnant wife. And they were shooting rubber bullets at them. And he got this look on his face where he was basically broken.
Yeah, so he was getting hit by those pellets.
Yep.
He turned his back and put his head down as if there's nothing I can do about this.
Exactly.
And it was a hopelessness that I saw, not in his face, but over his body. His body shut down. He just got in the car. And I was like, I never want to have that. Yeah. Wow, Dave, you can keep going, bro. Right. Jesus Christ, bro.
Right. We watched him lose a few years in that moment. And if he doesn't have an equal and opposite experience, that's just yet another thing that is stacked onto his experience. But he's going to go into another situation where he's trying to do the right thing for himself and his family.
Yeah.
And other people won't feel what he had to feel, and that will work against him as well. So, and you and I, we understand that. We understand that at a visceral level, and some people cannot. So to some people, this will look controversial. But to me, it is necessary to have it goes beyond positive self-talk. It is necessary to actually be able to, on a regular basis, do an initiation where you are able to call yourself into existence as you are. So the complete black man is intelligent, proud, healthy, whole, at peace, boundless, and organized. And so where it went from there is the first piece that I wrote had those traits in it, and I kind of explained what each of those is. And
hold on, Dave, can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Because I want you to continue going on, but I did want to, once you brought once you revisited that image, for that story that we both watched, and I seen the video, I like to play devil's advocate on here just to create some type of tension, right?
Go ahead,
Because you have a strong personality. Shout out to Clarissa Winslow. Shout out to Patton, because y'all both have strong personalities on here. And sometimes I'm like, yo, are we being too one-sided, right? And I think it just because, we're thinkers. So I'm not discounting anything we say on here.
Okay.
But when you just brought that thing up, we're not too one-sided. We've been singled out, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
And I'm gonna leave it there. And because for some reason, when you said that, whenever I see that and I watch his whole body, just his disposition change, that bothers me. Like it makes me feel really bad.
Yeah.
Emotional and physical. So let's not get it twisted.
That's gonna affect their relationship, Devin. They're gonna have to work through that. That's gonna affect how they treat that unborn child, Devin.
See,
they're gonna
have
to. No, but they listen. Yeah. But I'm not saying it's gonna ruin everything, but I'm saying they have extra work to do because of that, and it's not their fault. You understand what I'm saying? That's gonna affect their relationship. That's gonna affect his ability to look, and that's why we're talking about it, because he's gonna have to look in the mirror and understand what happened. He's gonna, and people don't understand this, but that's gonna stay in his body. Physically, that's gonna stay with him. Which is why, that's what I'm saying. That's why in that moment, we all need this. We need this. This isn't like
we need what?
Here's an alternative way to look at the black experience in the United States. No, this is medicine. We're being attacked over and over, and we already knew it. We're any black person who's an adult already knew it, but with recent events and with social media and everything else, there's a layering effect that's happening where every time we see something happen, we have to live through it as well.
Yeah.
And then, of course, those people have to live through it. And then we have to go to work like nothing's wrong.
Come on, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And
why are you going down this road?
No, but you know what I'm saying.
I do know what you're saying, bro.
In order to not lose it, right? In order to not die of cancer 15 years earlier than you're supposed to.
That changed my life.
You know what I'm saying? In order to not become a drug addict or an alcoholic, in order to not begin beating your spouse or your children, in order to be able to enjoy your life and maybe move forward and progress despite the enormous pressure that is constantly on us, with the knowledge that at any second, something could happen that's extremely negative to you, and you just have to keep going with that understanding. Because here's the thing. If you want to oppress people, you have to start in here, but you have to quickly get to here.
So he's talking about the mind. Start with the mind, but you gotta get to your heart. For the people,
you gotta get to the heart. You gotta get to the heart fast, because it doesn't work if you just get the mind. People have heart. So there is a war, and we talked about this too. There's a war on right now, and the war is for our heart.
Shout out to King Los. Yeah. Shout out to France too. Jersey.
Right.
Go ahead. Yeah.
If you get that, if the spirit is crushed, you might actually start to feel a little better because you've given up what's correct, and now you're accepting what's being handed out.
God damn it! Look,
The only way to do what's right without
this is the last point because we going down the rabbit hole.
Like a raisin.
Yeah.
You got to have some self-talk that is so far beyond what you're probably able to show from day to day. So again, intelligent, proud, healthy, whole, at peace, boundless, organized. And the thing is, so I wrote, because this is, people are listening and they're like, where's he going with this? So I'm just going to try to quickly end this and then jump in, Devin.
Yeah.
So I wrote what each of those means to me, kind of in this like speech-like way, ended it off with something that kind of hits hard. And then, you know, Tim and Devin went ahead and turned it into a track that you can listen to with music. And then we did 3 more. We talked about the black man, the complete black man with his family. We talked about the complete black man in his community. And we talked about the negative, dark side of things that we were just discussing, about all the pressure that's going to be on you, and how if you're not careful, you won't even like what you see in the mirror or the people around you. You'll have lost the war.
So my question, and this might be another podcast later, because I don't want us to go down this rabbit hole right now. I don't, right? Welcome back, Pat. Pat had to handle some business real quick. He came back. Will a black man ever know what it feels like to be a white man?
Never.
Why do you?
No, I'm not going down that rabbit hole, because that means we got work to do. Because I want to know what it's like to walk out the door and not be able to relate to something I see. Now, that's not empathy. I'm just talking about like the social constructs, construction of what.
Okay, because you gotta be. That's a broad.
I know.
And very loaded statement.
I don't want us to go down that. I don't want us to go.
Because you ain't want us to go down that hole. That's why my quick answer was just
like, think about Black Lives Matter and the movement, and the people don't understand it. But the people that are willing to try to learn, that's what I'm talking about. There are people trying to learn how to get it and understand it, and they're listening and saying, "Listen, what do you want us to do?"
What is it to learn? And I don't want to go down that hole either. But that's
we're there now. I don't.
What is it to learn?
No, we gotta stop.
Well, listen, I gotta. You asked the question. Get ready, Devin.
I didn't want us to answer it though. It's rhetorical.
Okay, it was rhetorical.
You know, Devin, you asked 2 different questions.
Didn't
I have to say,
no.
Your first question was.
He did this on purpose, Dave. Good.
Your first. That's all right.
I did.
I can't help it.
Me either.
I'm going for it. I'm hook, line, and sinker. I'm going. So here's the thing. Will we ever feel what it feels like to be a white man? No. And will we ever know what it feels like to not be able to relate with somebody? Here's the answer to that. We will know what it feels like to have empathy and to be aware of things that not everybody is aware of. We will always know that. You see what I'm saying? Some people will never know that.
Right.
That will never be us.
Right.
So now the next step, being a white man, well, a white man doesn't even know what it feels like to be a white man. It's such a different existence that it requires a lot of work just to be aware of the amount of privilege that you have.
That's it.
Now, moving from that though.
Yeah, we got to, because y'all changed up the whole show notes to the show. Like the show notes wasn't going down there. Go ahead.
I'm telling. Dave,
here's what the 3 of us will experience.
Serious Dave, shout out to Clarissa.
Here's what the 3 of us will experience. The 3 of us will experience what it feels like to reach a level of awareness and freedom within our own lives, but more importantly, what's the word? Efficacy or influence, dare I say, power, we will reach a level that is so far beyond what most people can imagine. I believe that. And not because we're greedy or selfish, but because that is what must happen. People can talk about Black Lives Matter all they want. People can hold up signs all they want. People can teach in school and this and that, and you can rebrand it. You can say it's not teaching tolerance because you have better words, but it's the real way to gain equity.
What are you gonna say?
Is to
what?
Well, you got to get it. There's nobody's gonna give it to us. Not really. That's not what that is such a weird thing. Like, okay, here's.
So that whole question about
Giggling about.
Can we? I gotta laugh because it makes me angry about people. When you're saying people want to learn, that one really makes me mad.
I disagree.
I don't give a damn. There's nothing for you to learn if you wouldn't accept this type of treatment for yourself. Why is it okay to stand by and watch it be perpetuated on others?
Sheltered in ignorance. Sheltered in ignorance. Sheltered in ignorance.
Okay, well, then it's
validating
you to learn. So what do you got to learn? How to be unsheltered and educated? What are you educating yourself?
Are we serious right now? Or?
No, I'm asking. So you mean to tell me that there are people who
both of those things I just said are extremely capsulated in isolation, sheltered and what did I say? Sheltered and what? What did I say?
You said
ignorant.
You said ignorant.
No, okay, go ahead, Pat.
Ignorant. No, I mean that's fine. That's fine.
Well, I think I understand.
If you're ignorant, what is it that you want to learn? If you're ignorant, like what is it that you want to learn?
This is what Patton's saying versus what Devin's saying.
How to empathize.
This is how I'm reading it. Patton's looking at it like this. Stop trying to go to justice college.
Yeah, there's no damn library you could go to learn this.
Exactly.
All right, see, that's why I want to say.
And instead, what needs to happen is on a systematic level, things actually have to change. So, for example, one way to not be sheltered is to beat back segregation. And we all know that segregation is so prevalent in our community that's difficult. But the people who sit in their ivory towers and read books to make the world a better place and then work with the small group of people who they have and feel really good, it's nice, but it's not from his perspective.
What are you saying?
I'm saying it's an exercise in making yourself feel better if you're not careful. That's all. It's just an exercise in saying, well, I'm. Go ahead.
That's not fair because it's easy for us to put race, but what if it's not about race?
All right.
What if it's just a disagreement in philosophy, principles, morals, and somebody wants to leave their morality to try to understand yours? Are you saying you're going to disclude and discount that? Like that's where I'm getting at. You're going to say no. I'm going to help this person.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying is if that's what you want to do, then it's really easy.
How?
Don't accept for me what you wouldn't accept for yourself.
Okay, I see that point.
That's all I'm saying.
But it sounded like, from my perspective, it sounded like you were saying somebody from, I'm going to use the word privileged, a privileged position can't step out of that capsule.
No, that's not what I'm
privileged
saying.
Position and say, I want to learn how you, or I want to experience or think and feel what you're going through, and I'm in a position to learn from your position, from your lens, from your perspective, from your view.
And what I'm trying to say
that's
is
not right to do. You that opportunity to teach.
That's fine.
That's Jesus.
What I'm saying is it's not that deep. I hear, and I'm not saying this to
the vulnerability is on the other end. Too. Pat, come on, guys. We can't say that.
Bro,
Pat,
Devin, what?
No.
I think you're tripping on what we're saying. Listen, ready? Here's the thing. Ready? If you want to let's make it all in the head for a second. Let's go to the philosophical argument. Right? There's a system that is built to hurt one group of people.
Agreed.
And help another, okay?
100%.
Those are not philosophies. So it's not about a way of thinking.
Well, that's a phobia. We know that.
So here's the thing. The person who's being helped while the other person is being hurt can definitely work to step out of their situation and be more empathetic towards the situation for the person who's being hurt, right?
Ergo, making my point.
Right.
No, it's not.
But
yes,
it's not.
But it is not a philosophical discussion. Therefore, one side must see the other side.
It's not a philosophical discussion, Dave.
So here's the thing, ready?
It's leaving your philosophy to try to understand somebody else's.
Okay, so what's the philosophy of the black person who's getting shot by a cop?
The phobia that they are they're ingrained in that. They're leaving their principles. They're leaving their subjectivity to try to understand ours. I don't think you should knock that. That's what I'm saying. Like, whoa.
Not knocking that. Not knocking that. All I'm saying is.
Yeah, not knocking
that. Leaving that cocoon of object, whatever the hell you want to call it, to understanding or even flirting with some type of empathy is not that deep, because you hear.
What does that mean to you? I don't know what that means when you say it's not that deep. Can you explain it?
Meaning you don't have to study. It's not going to take you 4 years to understand this shit. That's what I'm saying. Okay. If you don't want it for yourself, don't stand by and allow it to happen to somebody else. That's it in a nutshell. That's it in a nutshell. Without going through every specific thing that plagues the black community without the police shootings, the inequality in jobs and economics and housing and all, without going through all of that. If you don't want it for yourself, don't stand by and watch it happen for somebody else. It's that simple. But don't tell me you need to educate yourself about it, because there's really nothing to educate. It's just that simple.
So
I see your point. I get it.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but do you see what I mean, or no?
No, I get what you're saying. I wasn't discounting the fact that you're saying somebody's trying to
understand
and seeing what's going on.
They're taking their veil off to be exposed.
I'm not discounting that. What I'm saying, because I've heard I need to educate myself. Well, that's just buying you more time to allow the stuff to keep happening. No, there's nothing that you need to educate yourself about. It's not a damn class. It's real simple. If you understand the golden rule,
it is a class. It is a class.
Listen,
don't undermine simple philosophies based off of your knowledge that you have, based off your experiences. You cannot do that, Patton.
Well,
simple shit becomes a class.
Are you kidding me?
Are we serious right now, David?
Listen, ready? I'm not agreeing with either. This is what I'm gonna say. I see where you both are coming. You two, you know what you're doing?
What?
This is great. You're highlighting two different sides of the same. Because listen, here's what it is.
Pat, let's hear both.
Let's hear it. At nurse's school. Patton is saying, if you're 3 or 4, you already know the rules.
Patton throwing the shit down. Patton, be cool.
Damn. Devin, chill though, because the thing is,
I'm good. I'm listening.
Because you gotta let me get to the other side. Hold on. All right.
The thing is, it's the podcast. And then I know you begin to super serious, Dave, and then people get mad. I get the emails. Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead. See? Super serious Dave.
Get with this bull, man. Drawing.
Yeah, it's crazy. So the thing is, Patton's taking it to nursery school. He's saying it's simple. And so if you can get that shift, if you can understand, you should be able to start to see what's wrong. Now, here's where Devin's coming from. I had a discussion the other day with a coworker. Somebody said something. I missed it. Some of the women in the group spoke to each other because they all saw it. And then they came back the man who made the mistake publicly apologized. It was incredible. We had a discussion about it. I learned a lot. Later, I was talking to this woman and I said, it's crazy. I can't believe I missed it. And this is what she said. She said, well, why would you expect to have seen it? The system is actually made so that you can ignore it. And that's where Devin's coming from. Like, there's the fact that I didn't see it. She wasn't begrudging me about that. But what she was saying is, now that I've pointed it out to you, we have work to do. So and the suggestion was not, so read these 3 books. The suggestion was, the thing was, here, none of you saw it, we saw it. Here's what happened. We have 3 or 4 things that we'd like to see happen in meetings. And as you start to understand and wake up to what's going on, at least you won't be doing this anymore. You see what I'm saying? And we all kind of had to jump, let's say, okay, like that makes sense. So I'm saying, I don't know if it's a philosophy, but the thing is, what can happen, and the reason why I think I have a knee-jerk reaction to what you're saying, Devin, is sometimes people can feel like their way of life is being threatened just because I'm trying to say that my children are important too. And I don't have time for you to feel good about what I'm saying. I don't have time for that.
I agree.
Like, it's just, look, I don't care if that.
I agree with you.
Sleeping. Like I need my children to be able to be okay too. And that has to happen very soon.
So I agree with both of y'all, Dave. Pat, I agree with y'all 100%. I'm trying to give, I guess, a shout out to the people that are trying to let go of their genetic principles. Their genetic, I'm not going to say that word. Their genetic ties. What do you say, Pat?
Engineering.
Their genetic engineering, epigenetic. I'm not going to even go. Their genetic tie to their privilege. They say, I want to relinquish myself from that genetic attachment to
Nothing wrong with that.
See it from your perspective.
Nothing wrong with that.
And I'm not saying, Pat, based off of you, and I agree with you, Pat. Like, we don't have time to bring you up to date. You just gotta do what we tell you to do. Because I know
that's all. Essentially, that's all I'm saying. The majority of the work and the time spent needs to be in action and reconstructing the system that's held us down. Like, I don't have time to teach you about a system that by the time you learn it, it'll be some other stuff. Like, no.
And because of the way it's structured, you won't listen to me while I'm trying to teach it to you anyway.
Exactly.
Like, it's not even going to happen.
Exactly.
I'm going to try to convince you.
Convince?
Well, that's what it is. Like, if
the person. Convince. Not the person doesn't agree. I'm referring to the person that wants to learn more. That's not a convincing. That's just you speak, you do, we say.
Well, that's but that's the next step too, right? Because there's after the preschool thing, you know what I mean? Don't hurt people who didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? Don't take things that aren't yours. Stuff like that. Once we get past that, then yes, some people want to know, like, all right, what am I missing? You know, like how does redlining work, and what's the history behind this? And and that's a different person.
Thank you.
Right, because that person's actually already.
You see that it's wrong.
Right. So now they just want to learn more about how wrong it is, but they've already said, yeah, this is wrong.
They process that information. Yeah. Said, it's a disconnect here.
Yeah.
Okay. No, so like I said, I don't know how we got on this.
It was all your fault, though.
You did listen. I don't make comments. I'm glad Patton said that because you would say it back to him. So I'm
exactly. I don't give a damn what he knows it's his fault.
It's not my fault. I said I wanted to put a cap, stop traffic. I said, hard stop. I said I don't want y'all to say nothing. And it's David. No, it's David's fault because David said, no, I got to say something. Fuck you, Dad. I'm like, whoa, David. Why we gotta do that? David did it.
All right.
Whatever.
Yeah, Dave.
Dave did. But that's what's so great. about the trio because it's like at the end of the day we're all friends. For y'all that don't know this, I know David and Patton are getting to know each other this year. I've known David for a year, but I have no problem saying anything directly to him, and he has no problem saying anything directly to me whatsoever because we come from a mutual place of understanding and trying to understand the other person's point of view. Same thing with Pat. I would try to argue with Pat because I was bored. You remember this, Patton? Coming to your office, I was just bored. I'm like, let's argue about some biblical philosophies or principles.
Mm-hmm.
And we would just do it. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, yeah. And he'd be like, no, because this verse here says that. I'm like, but because we know each other. So listen, we're never really upset. It's good to challenge each other. It's good to challenge thinkers.
Yes.
Yeah. Iron sharpens iron. It doesn't bother me as much as it appears.
As you sip your water because you flustered. But like I said, if you was gonna jump, like, nah, it's cool. Because you got whipped today. No, you got whipped. It's okay.
Where?
David was on my side. David swayed to my side.
No, he wasn't.
I'm so confused, right? Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
We'll talk offline.
Yeah, he tried. Yeah,
We'll talk offline.
Don't pay him no mind.
Nah, but all seriousness, like we're gonna wrap this one up. But like I said, through all of this, even what we just went into the rabbit hole with, we can talk about this probably for about 5 or 6 more shows. Shout out to France, like number one. But also, this goes into if you really want to understand what it's like to be a person in our shoes. That this whole complete Black Man series that David, Patton, and I are trying to develop is powerful, impactful with the words that David chose to say and how he chose to say it with a speech pattern. And then Patton going in on the keys and the voicings and all that type of stuff. It's something super duper special there with this whole complete Black man of what is the complete Black man? What is a Black man in this community? What is a Black father? What does that look like? The whole thing. And David, I'm gonna tie this back up to you. And then the call to arms, so to speak, where David was like, you will be lied to as a Black youth. Don't believe those lies. And this also, let's not go down a rabbit hole here. This has to be the end, Patton. So hold me accountable. David, hold me accountable. But David, you said in one of these other podcasts, the Bible was not written for you to be marginal or average.
True.
And when you said that, these complete Black man things that you're referring to, and how each one of the tracks that Patton did speaks specifically to those words, it's not easy being a complete Black man. It's not easy for a Black man to be a complete one either. That's just where we're striving to get to, and that's where we're trying to go.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that. That's actually been nice because the three of us, I feel like we've been on the same page about this. That's why this stuff's turning out the way that it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because Devin, I'm glad you said that's 100% right. That is what we are. It would be nice, maybe, I don't know, if we were born into a situation where things were going to be a little bit more comfortable and secure for us. That's not our life.
Nah.
So maybe it's just for some of us, or maybe it's for all of us. But yeah, Devin, you said it. You said it.
Yeah, but you woke me back up to when you said that story that I shared that we talked about where that Black man was with his girlfriend who was pregnant, and they were spraying his car up. And he got out the car and said, yo, my wife is pregnant. Y'all hitting her. And you hitting my baby. You hitting my child. And then they sprayed him in the car more. You hear her screaming in the back. And she getting hit. And then you see him getting hit. And he just turns his head. After he's screaming at them, he just turns his head and drops his body, drops his shoulders. I don't want to have that feeling ever. Again, I know it's because of where we live and who we are, and it's going to come. It may visit us. But bro, Patton, Dave, that's a feeling I don't want to feel again personally, ever in my life.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm willing to die on the sword with that, because I don't want to live the next day having that on my conscience. That's drastic what I just said. But that whole image you brought up, Dave, with that story, I don't know if I could just get back in my car. I don't have I say this every episode. I really do. I don't have a family. Maybe if I did, I would get back in that car.
That's probably one of the toughest choices you would have to make, though, because you have on the one hand your family's survival,
Independence on you, right?
with you, right? And then you have fighting you for your family, but the possibility that they may not have you afterwards.
That's great, bro. That's the most.
That's a tough one.
Oh man, this joint messing me up right now.
Yeah.
And David, what's bad is I'm gonna call the arms on after this, and it's just gonna mess me up the rest of the night. Go ahead, Dave. Closing words. You got it. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I mean, this is it again. It's that layering, right? Because I mean, it's good that we go here. It's good that we visit this place. I forget what day it was, Devin, when I did the 10 videos and I shot the 10 videos. I was feeling motivated that day. And on that same day, I had a rant that I sent to you. I think I sent it to both of you.
That's theory.
Where I was talking about neighborhoods. Because on my way home from work, I was driving through one neighborhood. That neighborhood had a gigantic, beautiful school in it. And like some farmhouses and some different, not a hospital, but some like real upscale, like medical centers, and, you know, had an Acme, a Giant, all this, right? A mall. You know, and as you're driving, it's almost like these houses that look like normal houses till you get up to them, and they're so large, it's ridiculous. And you have all this land. Every house is just spread out. Everything's beautiful. The trees are taller. The roads are wider. You know what I mean? Drive 5 minutes, and you're in a different neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
These are still people, though. These are still people, but it doesn't even feel like the same.
Yeah.
You don't even have. You can't even. I don't know. And then I saw kids running around. I saw people, you know, I don't want to assume that they were homeless, but they were in trouble. And so the thing is, I used to think when I was growing up, I was like, I need to think about what happened at the beginning. And I think it's important to remember, you know, our entrance to the United States. I think that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
But it's not even, you don't have to think back that hard. Just look around. All you really have to do is look around. So Devin, what you're talking about, we always have a reason to try hard. We always have a reason to push ourselves. We always have a reason to work. It's always there.
We always have a reason.
And that's why I don't understand. Sorry, not to go back down a rabbit hole, the whole education piece, because the two contrasts in reality are only minutes apart. You drive 10 minutes that way is a totally different reality. You drive 10 minutes that way, totally different. Like you said, Dave, all people, probably all, you know, inherently started out good, but circumstance, systems, I'm not even going to talk about the big ones, but if you really want to understand, drive 10 minutes in the opposite direction of where you live. Just take a look around.
I'm actually thinking 10 minutes.
That's all you need.
From where I am right now.
It's critical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was supposed to be a lighthearted podcast.
It is.
Celebrating the fact that we did 4 tracks on what it's like to be a complete black man. Number 1, a black man in this community, black man as a father, a call to arms for black men, for our sons, and we did 4 tracks to David's eloquent speeches as an orator. Is that that's it? Is that an orator?
Yeah, orator.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I'm in the presence of David. I gotta make sure I'm saying this shit right. Orator. But it's something I've listened to the past 2 days straight, and it's been influential on my life already, and it's given me more energy already. And as peak performance coaches, as peak performers, we need to dominate every aspect, every spectrum of your life. I think once we release this audio, and we release this video, and shout out to my man Jarvis and Juliet, because I'm calling y'all up. You already know it. I already text y'all today. Y'all gonna perform it. We're gonna help you take care of the psychology, and then we're also putting some stuff in place to help you take care of the physical, and also the spiritual. But right now, we're gonna help you with the psychology when we release this. This goes for everybody. And once you hear the chords that Patton was pushing, once you hear the words that David was saying, you understand quickly the gravity of our excitement, the strength of our excitement, and why we're happy and can't wait to get this out to everybody. So thank you for everybody. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Jersey that's been coming through heavy with the listens, and Philly and PA, and my cousin in Arizona, Lopez's crew. No, I'm not even going on Lopez, but Lopez, his crew always listens weekly. They listen, and they give him updates when we fight the hell out of him. And shout out to Saudi Arabia, Argentina, New Zealand, England. It was all, what'd you say?
Australia.
I mean, Australia and France coming through with the downloads. And man, we got work to do, man. But I tell you what, I always feel better when it's somebody else I can look at and speak to that I know is working as hard as I am. And Patton's working hard. You know, he's got 15 kids. We already know that. And I didn't know he was coming on. I was about to fry the hell out of Patton, but Patton came on at 8:32. I said, yo, I'm doing this. Patton showed up. I'm like, oh shit, Patton's on here. And then I already knew David. David said, yo, what you doing? I'm like, yo, I'm just waiting. David showed up. These dudes have lives too. So, whew, you're tired, but when you're collectively tired, it gives you an extra hour boost. And I'll just leave it at that.
That's true.
And yeah, we're going to end it. So continue to spread the word. Please share, download. We have some more stuff coming out. We have an Apex CD. Shout out to the Apex crew, the Apex members.
Man, that's a crazy.
Shout out to Justin Watson for helping us put us on with this whole royalty information.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Maurice and the hemp info that he's been giving us. Shout out to Patton for all the stuff, like just the here's what you should do. I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like I tell everybody, David, I tell him all the time, I was like, Patton's my ratatouille because he knows the keys better than me. But Patton said that I'm his ratatouille because he can tell me what I need to do to get my credit to like super perfect. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, I don't get it. So, and Dave, for real, man, like you've been super thorough. Oof, it's hard, but you show up and you have a full plate too. You have a full goddamn balanced breakfast every day. You know what I mean? We all get that balanced breakfast. But yo, we still here tonight. So shout out to everybody all over the world, man.
Yeah.
We got work to do. We're working hard for y'all. And yeah, man. So everybody make moves, move markets, believe bigger, faster. God bless us to work and continue to spread the word and show y'all love. And we're working hard for y'all too, man. We really are. So love y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.